Hi, everyone. Welcome to our episode today. We are,
Boomers to Gen Z, and I am Karen.
and I am Mae. And you should stay for this one because with Valentine's Day right around the corner, today we're going to be talking about heartbreaks and heartmates.
Oh, wow. So we're going to have a lot of dirty secret coming up, so don't go away.
So, Karen,
Yeah.
let's start off with I think that there's this stigma about like the first time that you get your heart broken, your first heartbreak, and you never get over your one true love. So, could we get some secrets out of you today?
Why me?
More time means more experience, means more secrets.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so first love. Tell us about your first love.
I started pretty young. I was 14. But in those days, we don't do solo dates. Okay, so we were always going out in groups and we do stuff together and all those things. But I guess my first kiss would be around 15.
Okay. So she's wearing red today.
Yes. This is the color
Cupid.
of love. The color of love. And also, what about you?
Okay, so I started pretty young too. Obviously. My first love was a guy from church.
So sinful.
He was a server boy. And it honestly took some time to get over it. But I think what I noticed is that when you have your first love, like you're like, oh, I love this guy, this is the one. And then suddenly, poof, you don't feel anything for them anymore. So quickly. But I remember like when there would be Valentine's Days, and especially during a period of time where you're maybe a bit sad, and then Valentine's Day comes and you see all of those couples posting pictures together, doing cute stuff. You get like this kick in your chest. Have you felt that? She doesn't relate.
I think the problem is Valentine's Day is so commercialized. I mean, now on hindsight, when I was young, I was kind of enjoying the whole ride, having those fancy dinners, and then the poor boyfriend have to save up so much to take us to a nice dinner and buy those flowers and that cost a fortune. It's ridiculous. I mean, those days, I remember even just 3 stalks of flowers in the 1980s, and then people were paying like 30 to 40 ringgit. In those days, it's already considered.
That's a lot of money now.
Yeah, and then the chocolate stain and all that. But, when you're young and you want to experience all that, right? And then the problem is, I think now on hindsight, right, is that when you're young, you kind of get influenced with what you see on TV, the leg up kind of, the first kiss. You're supposed to float and, all that is nice. And yes, you should feel that little joy in your tummy and that you want to see and be with that person. But I think being, as you get mature, I think you should look beyond that because all that is just the hype and you have your honeymoon period, which is great. So enjoy that. I'm not saying don't enjoy it, enjoy it. But then also have real expectations that real life is going to kick in. And having love is not just about the fancy dinners and the flowers, if you get what I mean.
And I think that now, like, it's also like there's that peer pressure to make sure that you post something on Valentine's Day. Yes. Post that you're doing something. Or what did your boyfriend do for you?
I know.
This comparing.
So much pressure. And in those days, at least we don't have social media. But even then, there was some form of pressure. So I can't imagine what you guys are going through because it's like if you don't have a date and everyone is putting out, I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, so it can really be a sting. And I think that like in those moments, I know that you probably heard this a lot, but I really believe that like if you are alone for Valentine's Day, in a lot of ways it could be a lot more fun because it removes the pressures of all of the things that you have to compare against. Instead, you can really go do stuff for yourself. Massage, go take care of yourself, go pamper yourself, maybe like go for a manicure, wear a nice dress.
Valentine's for yourself. Take care of yourself. Be really indulgent and say, I'm going to have the best 8-course meal.
Yeah, and I think that's, at least if you do that, there's nothing to compare to because nobody else is doing it. And then when you suddenly do that, everyone's going to be like, why did I waste my time with him this evening, You could start your own trend. And I know that there is a lot of pressures, especially with Gen Z, like to have like this perfect Valentine's Day, be flown in on a helicopter. I don't know what are the expectations nowadays.
Is it the show? Tell me, influence
that doesn't exist.
I think it probably like 0.0000001%, but got to get real. It doesn't really exist. I mean, my generation, those ladies in their 50s, we remember Pretty Woman. So yeah, everything is sensationalized, and you got to have that jewelry and the beautiful dress. I mean, all that is great. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's beautiful. We should have those things. But I think, like Mae is saying, especially I'm reaching out to those Gen Zers, and if you think that the pressure of social media is there, just be aware that no one's going to post bad things on social media. Whatever you see is not real. So don't get upset. Go grab your best friends, go do something fun together. And Valentine's Day is not just about your significant other. It could be your best friend, your mother, or your father. It's about expression of love to someone that means something to you.
Exactly. And if you want to waste that time with a guy that you're like not so sure about, or a girl, it's a waste of a day, don't you think? You could start your own trends. And like we're talking about like our first love. So like that feeling when you're like so sure of something and you're like, oh, okay, like this is my first love, and like I love this person, and like I said, you get over it really quickly. It's the same thing after Valentine's Day, after the 14th of February. Things are it's gonna just change so quickly anyway. So like, don't invest so much thought into one day of the year when honestly it's just another day. And like Karen said, it's super commercialized.
And the thing is, we have that in a few days is Chakome on top of that, which is the Chinese version of the love Valentine's Day. And it's where they find their, in Penang anyway, what they do is they write a message on the Mandarin and throw it down the sea, and someone's supposed to pick it up. I mean, all this is great. You go along if you're happy to do it, but if you're not, just again find your best pals and have the best time, and don't worry about what you see on social media, because let me remind you again, especially Gen Zers, especially the ladies, it's all fake. It's not real. One thing about social media is sometimes it's good, and at the same time it's really bad, right?
It's really, really bad. I mean, like I'll go silent for a while, and then when I'm doing something really cool, I'll suddenly post it. Like I eat really weird meals. Like they call it like girl dinners, where like I just throw things together, and I will never take a photo of that. But the one day that I put something in the oven, I'll be like, oh, look at me, I'm such a high functioning woman material, Yeah, so it's not real. Like we pick out snippets, and I know that it feels nice to have those snippets, but again, it's because you're looking for validation from the wrong places. Yeah.
I think one of the things as well is love. If you find it from your inner self first, you are more likely to find happiness even with or without a significant other.
Yes.
Because you are happy with yourself, you are at ease with yourself, you can find love within yourself and contentment within yourself. And I'm saying it as someone who's older, and I'm being a bit mummy about this to all the Gen Zers, is I've been there. I'm not saying that it didn't occur to me that, of course, I also wanted to do the socially right thing of all that fancy dinners and whatnot. But you do get to a point in life where you realize those things are really not important. And the best Valentine's dates that I've had with my husband is when he whipped up a meal for me because I was heavily pregnant. I didn't want to go out. And he set up a little towel mat on our balcony, and we sat there and have a simple meal.
Yeah, I think that's sweeter, right? Like it's more meaningful. Instead of going and spending like hundreds of ringgits, whip out something, because it's more the effort, the time, the thought, like that he was thinking of you in that moment. He wanted to make it convenient for you, special for you.
Yeah. Well, I was awful because I was like this, and I was in no shape to go out. I was super grumpy. So I did lay in bed the entire day because I just was heavy and tired, you know what I mean? And then he did all this, and we sat on the balcony on the floor like a little picnic, and it was nice, and we just had lots of cushion. I think that's to me more important than having good, meaningful conversations and having a plan for the future.
I think that I would appreciate that too. So, like, if you are struggling thinking that, oh, like Valentine's Day is here and I don't know what to do, remember all of these little things. Cultivate like a little meaningful moment for yourself, whether it's even cooking yourself a nice meal,
It's very
do
holistic
something.
and very nurturing. It's nourishing your body. So you could get your best pals together and say, okay, let's do a potluck and do a
Yes.
movie night together. I hate men potluck. Oh, you'll be surprised. You might just have a ball.
Yeah, it might be so much more fun, actually.
So tell us what you have planned for the Valentines. And, just remember it's about sharing and expressing love for yourself, first and foremost, for the people who mean something to you, who lifts you up. Don't fall for that. The ones that is negative Nelly and puts you down. So you don't want that. And share with us and maybe take some pictures. Maybe we can have a look. So in the meantime, just a little legal note, maybe you can share.
Yeah, so just a disclaimer, this is all just like our opinions. We're just having fun and we hope that you have fun with us. If you want us to talk about specific topics or if you have insights on the topics that
Share
we're
it with
speaking
us.
about, share it with us in the comment section and we'll talk about it in our next episode.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us so that we can keep churning great videos for you every week. Bye.